that don't have access to books. So I am grateful that we have access to book and I'm able to read them.
Patty, you are my type of girl. Whoop, whoop. All right. So, you guys, I am grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful that y'all exist. That's what I need you to understand. I'm grateful because, see, everybody didn't make it through the birthing process. Everybody that, their parents may have wanted them here, but they didn't make it. I'm so very grateful that you exist. I'm not sure if you understand the privilege that is involved in that. You made it through the birthing process, which is something was like what was the latest figure? Like 1 in 400 trillion chance of becoming a live human birth. And I'm telling you, there is something juicy. Has anybody here ever experienced back pain or joint pain? If so, put a one in the chat, or any type of muscle pain. Put one. Put a one. If you have ever. If you a unicorn, put a two. Because if you ain't never ever experienced a muscle ache or a joint ache, put a two in the chat. Let's see what we got. Oh, a whole heap of ones. Caesar put a couple of ones. Listen, I'm with you. Okay. So I feel like I got my people in the room. All right. So in the story, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Let's recap really quick. So we talked about Jack had to be not only just nimble, Jack also had to be quick. Yes? And then we went on to Jack being spry. We went on to Jack jumping over the candlestick, but we also left off on Jack jumping over to he was trying to jump over that apple pie. See, you notice he got burned when he was trying to get over that what? That apple pie. Did Jack need that apple pie, y'all? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Did Jack need the apple pie, y'all? He got burned. And so have many of us. Are we getting burned by the lack of sleep? Are we getting burned because we hashtag rolling our eyes at the water that we need? Are we getting burned because we don't understand who our real champion is within our body, within our cells specifically? Called your mitochondria. Do we understand who we need to really support in order to support the type of expedited healing? Listen, my favorite book said there's a balm in Gilead, and I came to connect the dots with you. See, I call sports medicine, we're like the Wizard of Oz, in the sense of people don't know what's behind the curtain. People don't understand the tricks to the trade that we have actually had that are highly effective. You know who do understand now? The military, the U.S. military understand. That's why there's a vacuum in my industry now, because the military started poaching folks like me to help the soldiers recover faster. There's a way. There's a public way that's sold to the public, and then there's the real way, the effective and the quick way. And I came to help you be like Jack. Listen, so that you could be quick. Woo-hoo! Who ready for some quickness when it comes down to your healing? And I'm not talking about raggedy and rapid quickness that ain't got nothing behind it that's just gonna end you up in the ER or in somebody's sling. No, I'm talking about the real, not the fake. So who wants some quickness? I would love to see in the chat. Put a Q in there for me. Put a Q in there for me if you ready. Because, ooh, wee, when I tell you I'm fired up, I can't wait to drop this on y'all. All right. So now we're at the point of the story. I see some cues. I see these cues. Uh-oh, Patty, you the unicorn? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So here's where we are in the story. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick, Jack be nimble, Jack be spry, Jack jump over the apple pie, Jack be nimble, Jack jump high, Jack fly up into the sky. I want you to notice the progression, because I'm going to go at an angle that you've never heard me go to before. And I know that I've never heard anyone who's talking about health and recovery go down this rabbit hole. I need you to pay attention to four things. Jack A and Jack, the proverbial Jack and Jack A. All right. The B. Notice that there are some verbs. There's some things that that Mother Goose is teaching us. The being. You got to be it in order to become it. You have to be it. And I'm not talking about the physical part yet. It's that part in the rehearsal in your mind, seeing it in your mind's eye is what I call it. That being. I don't care what type of thing you desired. Maybe you desired to be married. I truly, when I tell you, I truly believe that you had to already be that in your mind to actually get it. You had to be a husband first in your mind. You had to be a wife first in your mind. You had to be a business owner in your mind before you became it. You had to be whatever weight you desired to be, and you got there. You had to be it. You had to be it before you even saw the physical manifestation of it. And then the quickness, the jumping, and the fly. It's introducing to us something called adaptability, and specifically the adaptability quotient. Don't help me heal. Wait, there's more. See, I need you to understand that the being precedes it all. Listen, the nimbleness comes before the quickness. See, there's a reason why we're supposed to be, nimble. There's a reason why that flexibility is required before we can get to the quickness. And the quickness precedes the jumping. And listen, the quickness, it really speaks to the momentum that we're supposed to have. And not only that, to get to the jump, guess what? There has to be some speed and momentum in order to do the jump. And guess what ties it all in? Excuse me, the flight. You can't take flight without the beam. You can't take flight without the quickness. You can't take flight without the jumping. So how is it that you got this body that you've been stewarding since the day that you drew your first breath, and you sitting up here thinking that you could change your tires, but you ain't gonna change some of your habits? You're not gonna change your processes. You're not gonna change the way you recover. You got a new body in essence on a cellular level almost every 7 years. But some of you guys are resistant to change. And see, when we think about the AQ, which is the adaptability quotient, listen, there's 4 levels. And there's 4 levels that's keeping you stuck like Chuck. And ain't nobody coming in no pickup truck until you are willing to be able to adapt, to change, to have that nimbleness. Some of y'all, you stuck in that rigidity. You stuck in that rigidity. You think you could eat like you was a teenager. You think that you can keep doing what you used to be able to do, and it worked. And I'm saying to you, you tripping. You tripping. Your mitochondria, who is your champion that's going to help you recover faster than anything, is waiting for you to step up. Is waiting for you to get out of the prison of rigidity. And then some of us, hey, listen, I understand because I toggle between this one. Some of you are stuck in that structured. It just has to be in this structure for me to do it. The devil is a lie. Listen, when that perimenopause hit, listen, I had to adapt and adjust some of that structure. And then there's the flexibility category of the AQ. We're talking about adaptability, y'all. And then some of y'all way at the other extreme. You at the bottom with the chaotic. And that's why you stuck. You listen, you ain't got, you like a chicken noodle. Listen, you just flapping. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing to you. You just going with the wind. Every new health influencer who ain't got no type of letter nowhere near their name, they ain't never had nobody license. They ain't never been, they've never even heard of a peer-reviewed study, and you're letting these folks advise you. I'm just saying. You don't, there's something about those extremes. We don't want to be at the rigid extreme, and we don't want to be at the chaotic extreme. Wait, there's more. We're talking about adaptability. See, here's the thing. If you're not willing and able to adapt, you cannot tap into to expedited healing. And that is something that we practice in sports medicine. And that is what I'm trying to help you understand so that I can pull back that curtain. So here's where your champion comes in. Ooh, I'm telling you, hot off the presses, and I'm going to actually floor in a second. Listen, Jack is really truly giving us an important lesson in improving AQ. Notice when you went from, you had to adapt and change from now just being, not just seeing it in your mind's eye. Now the quickness requires something physical now. The mechanics. Jack had to be quick. Then now we had to adapt and change to something else. Jack then had to adapt and to do the jump. Then Jack had to take flight. And the flight requires all of them. All of them. I need you to adapt You're spending more time on your car. You're spending more time on your business, but yet you're neglecting the number one business that you're going to have for the rest of your life. Your health is your business. And I had to give you that heavenly download. Your health is your business. Yes, I'm up in your face. And yes, I'm loud because I'm hard of hearing, literally. So I need you to understand. I really need y'all to get this because there is something that you was put here on this earth for. I need you to understand this. Listen, you got to help your mitochondria. And here's the first one that I'm going to drop on you because I understand that there is a medical debate around this specific ingredient that I'm going to share with you. Creatine. Think of creatine in the sense of like an amino acid, or something that was given birth to like by amino acids. See, that creatine is really truly going to help power your mitochondria. What does your mitochondria have to do with your recovery? It has every single thing to do with your recovery. See, that muscle pain, listen, it's able to exist because your mitochondria is struggling in that area. Listen, that muscle pain is able to persist. That joint pain is able to persist because there is an ingredient that is missing that is not able to help your neurons in that area repair. And it's waiting on your champion to power them up to actually start the repair and the recovery so that they can put some of the unsavory characters in check, like free radicals that like to go ahead and wreak havoc. They like bandits running through your body and you ain't doing nothing to check them. You sitting up here talking this foolishness. You speaking death on yourself, telling my sleep is for suckers. Man, sleep is for actual people who care about their mission. Sleep is for people who really truly love their family. And I'm not just talking about sleep, being lazy. Ain't nobody got to teach you how to be lazy. We came here with that. Ain't nobody had to teach you how to lie. You knew when you stole that candy and them cookies. Ain't nobody, your mama or your daddy ain't teach you that, or your caretakers. You know how you came here knowing how to do that. You know how to be lazy. Ain't nobody had to teach you that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that rest and recovery. Who is you? If Jesus took time to recover, who is you? Who you think you better than? Talking about something you don't need no sleep. Sit your behind down and let the Lord do his work to repair you so that you can get out here and get to it and get to on that mission that he gave you. I'm just saying, y'all. I can't give it to you. I have to pull a Glenn. When Glenn just gave it to us raw, I have to be obedient. And I got to get this to you because I need you to repair. Because there's so many people that is in pain. And the devil is using that to trick you out of doing the things that you need to do for your family. Tricking you out of doing the things that you need to do in your community, for your organization, for your church, or for your mission, or for whatever it is that your hands finds to do. Whatever work you're involved in, it needs the best version of you, health wise. Listen, you was designed to be a centenarian. Y'all tripping if you thinking 80 and 90 is enough. If you go to my favorite book, I ain't telling you what to believe, but I'm telling you it's in there. And if you believe that design, how would you sit up here and not think that you weren't designed to be a centenarian? That is not some hogwash. Humans came here with centenarian already built in your DNA. And I'm going to tell you about these three ingredients that can help you on the longevity path. Because see, if your mitochondria is sick, that's your true champion in the cell. That is your champion in the cell. You're going to be stuck like Chuck, and ain't no truck going to be able to pull you up out of that. So the actual status of your mitochondria goes the status of your life source, your health span, and what is showing up in your muscles and your joints and your soft tissues. Point blank, period. You ain't even got to understand the health science behind it. You can go and look up everything that I'm talking about. MCT oil is that thing that's going to help you bypass to get the help quickly. MCT oil, which is a healthy fat. Stop listening to these people telling you don't need no fat. I'm telling you about two things so far that we use in sports medicine. And I also use with my family and I use for myself. And I also use for my current clients who are not in sports medicine as well. And then magnesium. That's the holy grail of them all. So I just gave you the big three: creatine, MCT oil, and magnesium. Now, for those of you, if you like me and you've had a lot of hot flashes, as soon as I went back to some of the principles that I got early on in my career, which is the power of creatine, as long as you're not someone that is sensitive to it and, have whatever, counter, what are they, contraindications for it. Look into it. Talk to your physician or whoever your healthcare providers are, and explore possibly creatine. Because here's something that has helped me with my hot flashes. I ain't as hot at night, even on the days that I don't eat as clean as I need to eat. But that creatine is getting that ATP to that. And it's like Popeye the Sailor Man when Popeye would get that spinach, and how you see how Popeye was able to get that power. Creatine is gonna help your mitochondria get that. And this is something that's naturally already in your body. So don't get it twisted. We ain't talking about something that's fake that your body ain't used to. We're talking about something that's already up in you, because your amino acids, I'm telling you, it's already involved and it's already in your liver. It's already there. Your body has to produce it. Your life couldn't continue without it. MCT oil. I personally like on it. They give you money back guarantees, but I also understand that I'm a Black woman in America, and the day that I show up in anybody's training room with some hogwash is the day I get fired. Is the day that I ruin my reputation, and I ain't about that. I'm about my money, and I'm about taking care of my family. And I'm about making sure that I do all that I can do to help those that I've been charged with helping. I put a lot into getting that license. I put a lot into getting that license from the state of Florida, and I ain't letting nobody jeopardize that. So on it is who I use when it comes down to MCT oil and when it comes down to creatine. But that MCT oil, I need you to understand, it is the quickest ingredient that is going to help your mitochondria. It's going to bypass everything to help your mitochondria be able to get to the area that it needs for the repairs to start taking place. I'm telling y'all, that MCT oil, and there's other benefits for your brain, but I'm telling you, for those of you who are in pain, you're going to get the most out of that MCT oil. And you can take a capful, you can take just a shot of it in the morning. I put it inside of my coffee, I put it inside of my tea in the morning, and I keep it moving. The days I don't put it in there, I'm a little more stiff than I normally would be. And then the magnesium, I do the transdermal version of it called Ease. And that's what I have pinned at the top, because that is not only going to improve your recovery process. Listen, this is involved in over 600 processes, but magnesium and your mitochondria are married. And 95+% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. So many of you who are deficient, I'm telling you, the easiest way is to rub it on and go on about your business. And there's a lot of other benefits. So I want to open the floor, and I want to take some shares. What's coming up? Any questions? You got it. And I got a prize that I'm going to share with somebody who actually was able to name the 4 verbs that we just talked about. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. The floor is open. Who wants to pop in?
Oh my gosh. Well, when you said magnesium, so here on Clubhouse a couple years ago, a nurse, sorry, I'm just like in the morning, it was about magnesium, and we were talking about like skin stuff, and she said something to me that helped me with my 95-year-old grandpa, God rest his soul. However, he had gotten this foot sore on the bottom of his foot. The sore was so bad we had to get him in an ambulance, because I didn't see it until it was he was getting to the point of like I needed to help him, and all of a sudden I see the bottom of his foot, and it was like a black hole. It was like 3 or 4 inches big, and it was like almost like down to the bone. We had to like emergency bring him to the hospital. So when he went back, he did not want anybody to come take care of him. He only wanted me. And I'm like, no, you need a nurse. No, he only wanted me. So I went back to when I learned in Clubhouse that milk of magnesium. So I bought the actual liquid, and besides like doing all the antiseptic stuff and the the whatever, antibiotic ointment, that the doctor gave. I kept, once that ran out and the treatment was stopped for that, I put in a spray bottle the milk of magnesia in a spray bottle, and that's how I would treat it. Do you know that his sore completely closed, like if he never had one? And at 95, when he was not able to walk anymore, for this to happen was either a miracle or it was the milk of magnesium. Like I am like amazed at what milk of magnesium could do. Besides that, you could drink it for your digestion. And listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the medical field, but I'm just saying. I don't know if it's a wives' tale, but I'm telling you, I am crazy, crazy. That's my new favorite product in the world, milk of magnesia, and it's the same ingredients that if you take a sitz bath, right? You put the salt in the bath. I think Health Wells. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I looked at the ingredients, and it's the same ingredients. It's the magnesium. That's the key ingredient. But I did it topically in a spray bottle from the bottle that it's drinking for the digestion thing. You're not supposed to take a lot of it. And listen, I'm just gonna end on that. But it was amazing what I saw with my eyes.
Woo! Absolutely, Patty. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So here's some ways that you guys listen. Of the three that I just mentioned, magnesium is the most important of those three. If you got to start with one, because here's this, it's very easy to get. You can easily get you some Epsom salt. You can soak your hands, you can soak your feet. If you ain't got no bathtub, listen, you got to find a way. I need you to understand the adaptability quotient. I need you to understand that you got to adapt. You are not 7 years old anymore. You're not 10. You're not 21. And some of y'all, you ain't 30 no more. Listen, you have to adapt. If you change your tires and you drive a car and you expect that you got to change your tires, you have to change your batteries eventually. So why don't you think you have to change some of your thoughts and views and practices when it comes down to your health? You have to be willing to adapt. The rigidity is killing your progression. The rigidity is killing your ability to heal. Find a way. Pumpkin seeds, dark leafy vegetables. There's so many rich sources of magnesium. I just believe in the most potent, transdermal version. But if you can't afford Ease Magnesium, listen, find a way to get it. Dead the excuses. Get out of the chaos. Listen, and drop all the zeros and get started with the hero. And the hero and the champion that you need to make sure that you're supporting is your mitochondria. Your mitochondria. That is your champion within your body, in your organs and organelles, and within the cell. And when the repairs are needed, I'm telling you, what we use in sports medicine is that MCT oil. We go hard in the paint with it because, as you can see, as I've told many of you in the past, I specialize in the big guys. That's why I keep a steady flow of clientele. That's why I ain't worried about none of this, because I understand they're engineering every week that they out there playing football and practicing. That's a car crash that's happening. Somebody gonna be in pain eventually, and usually on a weekly basis. I don't have time to play around with guesswork. I ain't got time to be playing around with some YouTube influencer and all these folks who just talking out the side of their neck. That ain't me. I don't have that luxury. When I'm telling you something that I have utilized and been able to tap into for over 20 years, since 2001, and we in 2026, and I am still able to actually utilize that little secret weapon, because it's going to get me to where I need to be quicker with my guys and my girls. And that creatine is something that a lot of people sleep on. So I would love to know what came up in these few minutes.
Wells, we could have had a private conversation. You on here telling all my business. All of my edges this morning, 6:30. I was like, oh my God, when you said you tripping, I said, she talking to me. So listen, when you said health is your business, I said, I have been going hard for my business like for 2 months, but you really got my attention. Like when you were talking about the lack of sleep, and you heard me check in this morning about being grateful for water. And I said it with an attitude because I don't like water, but you have been saying like this whole pyramid of puzzle, this whole thing has just been, yeah, you were telling my business, but I really appreciate the things that you were saying because you really got my attention. Like, this is so on time. So I had to look up the mitochondria thing because I didn't know what that was. But I am going to study that. I'm going to get myself together because I have no excuses. So thank you for all the things that you said this morning. I'm getting it together. I have no more excuses. Thank you very much.
Woo! You had me cracking up, Marla. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I used to roll my eyes at sleep. But really quick before I head out of here, but also I've already dropped the link to that magnesium in there, and I'll drop a link to the creatine and the MCT oil as well that I use. But I want to know, what were the 4 things? We said Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jumped over the candlestick. Who can tell me what were the 4 words that we started out with that I said that was important, and I showed you the progression? There were 4 words, and I have something that I want to ship one of these to you.
Apple pie.
No, not quite. There was 4. It's 4 verbs. 4 verbs.
Adaptability.
Yes, it showed us the adaptability. Anybody got the 4 words? Oh,
Nimble, do, have, and be.
close. That's all right. Uh-oh, look at me. Close, but that's okay, you guys. I'm gonna actually send you something.
Jumping, flies.
Who said it? Somebody got 2 of them. Who said that?
Tanya.
Okay, Tanya. I'll take it. I'll take it. Tanya got 2 of the 4. Absolutely love you guys. I am Shawnte Health Wells. I put my link in the chat as well. If you'd like to connect with me, you are more than welcome to book an appointment and a time. I have a few free slots on there, which will be drying up very quickly because, as I said, we're about to be in peak season after Super Bowl. So thank you so much. And up next is Dragon, someone I can't wait to see at Creative Con, you guys. I hope you'll meet me there as well this month. Over to you, Dragon. Woo! Flare out.
Thank you, Mr. Flair. Wow. This is always an interesting venture to go after health. She brings so much energy, and I'll share. I very much align with a lot of things that she said. But before I go, Trish, do you guys have any resetting, and I see Mary Lynn, any ideas of things that you want to do to reset the room, just to make sure that we balance things out?
Sure, we can always reset for you, Dragon. Absolutely. Marilyn, would you like to go? Go ahead. No, I'm stuck. No, go ahead. I think we're probably both going to say the same things. Creative Con and 800%. And yeah. Good morning. You're in Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club, where everyone gets a seat at the table. And we would like to invite you to Creative Con. We will actually put the link in the chat. You can meet Mr. Dragon there and a million other people like Julie Lucan, Health Wells. Patty's going to be there. Mary Lynn. Oh my God, there's so many people up on stage here that are going to be there. Adrian, I believe Tiffany is going to be there. Of course, Chris Cushing is going to be there because she is one of the people that is promoting and is an owner of Creative Con. Blah, 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 blah. You hear my tongue. And yes, we would love you to be there. I know that Mr. Dragon will be putting his book out there. He will be having a book signing and presenting his book. But I know there's a secret, because if you are in this room, you can connect with Dragon on the 11th and also have a special presentation about his book. So also, please make sure that you go over to 800%.life and connect with Glenn Lundy for the 800%.life club. You can download his app at 800. Oh, Mary Lynn, I'm not good with this. The app, if you can chime in for that in the chat, that would be wonderful. But you can also go to the Facebook page at 800%.life.